And hello, we're jumping back in with parts 2 of my long play, where we see the consequences of me making several poor decisions, and now I have an infestation of trees, and I can't rely on these orcs over here to deal with these dwarves. So, I think what we're going to have to do is send Vlad back home, deal with Drycha, and then deal with the dwarves after that fact. As anything else risks us losing a little more territory than I'm comfortable with. Also, no, I think we're safe from dredge here, but let's see. Let's not repair any of these, because we're just going to lose them if we do. No, Eshen's probably doomed. What can we do here? What can we do here to make this work a bit better? Will any of these give us an advantage against the trees? They might be useful. Can we afford it? Probably best to hold off, considering our current economic situation. Which is that we're still broke. We're still very broke. So, last time, as a quick recap, we managed to deal with the vampires in our territory and consolidate there. We took some Empire territory, and then we decided to go on a long march dealing with the dwarves. This long march concluded with us now having the dwarves being attacked by Azag. Now, in between there, I built an army of problems. Yeah, there we go. Yes, okay. Right. So we're getting underway right away. Here we go. Right. So Drycha absolutely stomped me last time. So the intention this time is hopefully we can do a little bit better. We've got some better tier units and a bit more hope. So if we're a bit smart about this, fingers crossed. Our armies aren't exactly high tier at the moment, but as long as we can deal enough damage to them here, that will slow them down. And as long as we can slow them down, that means when we bring Vlad's army back over, we can solve this issue. The issue being the large number of trees which are currently tearing through my territory. It shouldn't be too difficult as far as it goes, but hey, I've had worse experiences. Although I think it's unlikely that we're going to suffer here. It's just we're going to be knocked back a little bit by these darn trees. Yeah, I was considering putting an edit in of just the moment I declared war, and just at this moment he knew he fucked up. Thing is, I didn't know that. Foresight is not one of my many gifts. No, you just get me and my soft, relaxed voice, and that's about all, really. Oh wow, that's all there is to me. Yeah, but a really chill week though, getting ready to do this. I'm really looking forward to continuing this series. Got a couple of other bits and pieces which I've got going on and about, so if you're on the channel, why not check them out? I'll be talking about D&D, I'll be talking about video games I like, and just generally just trying to give you guys a bit of a flavour of all the cool stuff that I'm into. Right, okay, this makes a nice natural barricade, so Operation Hide until my actual army shows up is a go. When channeling magic, because we don't have any, right. We're just going to sit here, because I think if my troops see the enemy, they'll start crumbling, which can't actually afford. How long we need to hold out for? Okay, let's just accelerate the time here, assuming that they don't charge in on me. Come on. Either way, this is going to be a little bit of a spicy fight, and you can tell just how well it's going looking at the balance of power. No. Although, in fairness, that is before any of my troops get on the field, so we'll have to see here. Still don't think it's going to look amazingly better once they get on the field, but I'm optimistic. And they're now all deployed. Right, let's start doing this then. Couple of units there. Couple of units there. Ghouls, you're going to be my primary damage force here. You're bad against armor, which is quite inconvenience. You will be with the Zombros, and you are my only ranged unit. There we go. The only unit in my army which might actually be valuable here. What magic have we got? Vision of the Heck, good. Van Hal's Dance, good. of the useful ones. Actually, no, there's a very excellent. Are they coming towards us yet? No, they're sending birds. Oh yes, hello and welcome to today on We've Got to Fight the Entire Darn Forest. Alright, this line along there. We'll use the hill to our right, stops getting flanked a bit. Go a bit further along there, because I don't think they can use this terrain here. We'll use our zombies to absorb all those charges. Yeah, and skeletons. Ooh, that's a problem. What's that hitting? That's fine. Where are they coming from? No, bounce spells. Well, nothing we can do about that. For now. Best I can do. I'm a bit healing. Healy healy boys. Right side about the undead is if you heal them and you get them back to full, they will stand back up and just keep going. As you can see, the number of units in that squad is increasing. So, yeah, healing is the undead's jam, and they are very good at it. So, yeah, guys are not important, so I'll use your bait. Yeah, it can sometimes be a bit dumb. If you put something that's just a nice juicy target for them, sometimes they can just decide to go for it. No prompting needed. The only downside is I can raise the dead, but I can't raise dead that were dead before the fight started. Which is a little bit inconvenient at times, but it's not. It's honestly a perfectly reasonable balancing factor. Okay, you guys can stay hidden. You're my reserves, and you're my only ranged unit, so you get to stay there nice and cozy. You, however, get to heal this squad. Go for it. Yeah. But yeah, you can see, notice this small, there's a small line on the unit card that I'm hovering. Not that you can see my mouse, but hopefully you can see the tooltip. That line indicates that unit's maximum amount of healing it can receive. If it's the same as their current health, that means they can't take any further healing. Which is, aha, good, they're coming towards us now. They gave us, they were polite and let us have time to get in position. Well, those dogs are dead, but it seems to have persuaded the enemy that they need to come towards me. Any more healing we can do here? Oh no, they keep debuffing my cooldowns. This is a really frustrating army we're currently fighting. Right, reserves 1, reserves 2. The ghouls are primarily going to be there just so, because I believe, yeah, they've got poison attacks. So I'll be using the ghouls to try and tag the enemy units with poison where possible in an attempt to just debuff them a little bit. Just make them a bit weaker than they should be. Cave bats. Let's see if we can hit this, shall we? And my cooldowns will come back eventually. I'm sure of it. There we go. They're chomping on the zombies, which is what they're there for. Try and heal that unit of Graveguard there. Make sure they stay nice and healthy. After that, we'll do these guys over here. But yeah, you can literally see sort of models standing back up from the ground. Oh, the vampires. They're fun, I promise. They're definitely the most fun to play against with their mountains of healing and ability to bring units back from the dead. Yeah, yay, archers. Who'd have thought archers were effective against bats? Hawks, what we got there? Another pendulum. Okay, that's fine. Again, there's not much we can do right now. We'll take a few hits here. Because if we move out of this good position that we're in right now, we're going to make our own lives a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. So we're going to move you guys back over here, ready to deal with those ambushing units. Keep you here. You are basically my only free damage output here, so keep targeting those guys. There we go, nice and easy. The zombies, and in we go. Let's send the Graveguard in. Cooldowns, that's fine. Add you over there. Keep you back in reserve here. Put that tree man down. We're going to be doing some healing in a second as soon as I spot a good target for you. Like you, for example. Perfect. You're going to be hitting over here.
Missiles ready.
guys are going to be having some fun times with spiders, and you, those tree sparrows there, I'm shooting into them. And the enemy hasn't got any flanking units, so we can send our reinforcements back to the line there, ready to get stuck in. These cryptaras are basically our only way of dealing with really big, large boys, so we need to make best use of those. You can shoot the back of those guys. They're doing good damage there. They're getting stuck in there and tagging there. Good, good, good. Trying to look a little bit neat. Some good buffs on the ones that are fighting Dreicher. Good healing. Grave Guard are breaking there. We don't want that. Let's get them inside my leadership aura. Charge you guys boys in. These guys are having a great time on this flank. Send you guys over there, and you guys get to go back in. Spiders are going to break. Good for us. And you guys going to run to the line there. You guys going to run to the line there. Into there, and into there. Good. Going out there, just to try and mitigate some of our losses. Again, the objective here is just casualties. We want to deal as much harm as possible. If we can win, even better, but I think that's a tall ask given the state of this battlefield, but you never know. You can roll the flanks appropriately here. You might have a chance. They can keep doing that, that's great. Van Hal's on them just to keep them as effective as they're going to be, as they are currently the only really chunky unit I've got. Currently having a great time fighting bears. Good. Getting into the back of them, that's what we're going to like to see. Yeah. Keep chunking through, keep chunking through, that's the way. There we got good targets. We're going to get a good Van Hals off. We're going to lose. Scouts and Warriors is fine. Grave Guard should be sticking around a bit longer yet. I'm going to hit on that squad there, just to keep the centre of the line nice and chunky. Into there you go, into there you go. I'll get on over here, isn't there? It's fine. And you can keep shooting over there. You guys are doing a good enough job. Let's send you in there. How are my Cryptaras doing? Good. You need to fight the Treekin, because that's the job. And oh my word, I'm going to lose my lord. This is a problem. Speedy! Speedy, run! Before you're worth, my man. Run! If you fall, this is all going to go tits up very quickly. They're holding on. Good, they're holding on. Their bears are running, as they should be. Dryads. Thinking cool. Good, good, good. That unit needs to get back in the fight. Stick around. Stop them shooting arrows. That's a good start. Arrows over here. Let's put Personal Healthy. How are you doing here? Good, good. Fighting a tree man. Yeah, make those Dryads run away. Yeah, the Treekin are really going to be the issue here, I think, but we'll see. At least a couple of their units are running, which is the main advantage you get as the undead, of being able to make enemies flee from us, which gives us a bit of an edge in certain fights. Just keep you guys going. Speed and melee attack, speed and melee attack. Keep chunking, keep chunking, keep chunking. Yeah, we're going to lose units, but that's just how this works. Hopefully going to lose not the most valuable units. Yeah, okay, Dreicher's getting lower health. The Tree Man's going to be a problem, but again, we'll just, if I can take Dreicher out, it's a benefit, if nothing else. Oh, come on, you guys. I believe in all of you, to limited degrees. They haven't healed yet, so this should be quite effective amount of healing. And okay, this flank looks like this is... There are potentials here. Keep that Waste Stalker there, keep that there. Good, good, good. Dreicher's still surrounded. Great. Pull you guys over to this flank. Pull you guys into this fight over here. Have you guys continue doing? Yeah, okay. There's hope here. I'm going to use the cooldown on me, which is slightly inconvenient, but okay, they're running, they're running. Yes, 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 we can do this, we can make this work. You guys are not allowed to run away, you have to stay stuck in there. And Dreicher would be really beneficial here. Now, the balance of power is still somewhat against us, But if it comes down to an endurance battle, the undead, that is literally our best case scenario. Well, that, and if somebody asks us to have like a big monster battle. Okay, you can fight that Glade Captain. Yep, get them stuck with you. At least they aren't shooting my troops then. Keep putting some shots out there. You guys keep fighting that big old tree man. My lord is doing what he needs to do, which is keeping people stuck in. Yeah, okay, just keep them pinned down. Just keep the big guys pinned down. You can take Dreicher. Dreicher's running. That's really good. Dreicher's running. You guys keep staying in there. You guys keep staying in there. Big tree row, and a few seconds. I won't be able to cast anything, so for now it's just a case of staying alive. But again, if we can get the kill on Dreicher, that would be the best here. He's malevolent shrieking though, that is the issue. But they are taking a beating in the course of doing this, which is really all we could hope for. Let's try and make our units work a bit more for us, shall we? No, she shouldn't be coming back, hopefully. Can I kill so many of them at a time? Might get that Glade Captain yet. That would be helpful. And we've got Malevolent Shrieker. Try and not get my commander lost, because again, if they go down, this is all going away. And is going to charge these Waystalkers. See if we can get them off the battlefield. Every enemy unit that runs is in our favour. Get you guys stuck in over there, get you guys stuck in over there. You staying over here, need to keep that leadership buff in. Enough shooting. One part over here, but hey, those aren't having a great day. Good, that's what we like to see. You're keeping them pinned, that's what we need. Slowly getting tired down. I can't afford to have that guy catch me, so let's keep running. Run for all your worth! Run for all your worth! Run, little vampire lord, run! Okay. Oh, no, he's gonna get punched to death, isn't he? Defend your master! No. If he goes, I think this is gonna be gone. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Still though, a lot less one-sided than the last one. The point where that might even have been good enough. Much, much better, much, much better. Okay, we can make that work. Armies are absolutely, completely doomed, but that means that they shouldn't be looking at the number of troops they've got remaining. They're probably going to struggle to take any of my bigger settlements, which is pretty much all we needed. Because it's probably going to take about 2 turns for Vlad von Karstein to get down from the mountains. So we're going to have to take the losses. And also, I guess the other bright side is that was a relatively expensive army that we just lost. So we're undead. Losses were expected, but yeah, we can make this work. Plus, at this point in the game, their replenishment bonuses shouldn't be absolutely insane. So, let's say the only downside is when the undead lose, they lose everything. There is no there's no retreat and run away to fight another day, because the fact that your troops just don't run, they just stand and die. Stand and fall over. They stop moving. It really does mean that it's a case of if you're winning, it's great. If you're losing, oh no, it's not good. It's not good at all. Yeah, Yeah, you can, like, the main things that were just the blockers there were sort of like their bigger, chunkier units, which our army was just not well equipped to deal with. Because a lot of their big tree men are really heavily armored, and I need to get some sort of armor piercing or anti-large. Ideally, armor piercing anti-large. Ooh, wouldn't that be great? Deal with them, which for most of my roster is, so I can get away with Graveguard with great weapons, which are pretty decent at it. And you saw the Crypt Horrors, which were doing a pretty sizable job until eventually they died. The main useful thing, though, is later in is the monsters in my faction tend to be my more useful anti-large stuff. As you'd expect, it turns out that things like, you know, zombie dragons and bargulfs and just I think the hex wraith. I say hex wraiths are really, really fun at dealing with armored units. There's a lot of really good stuff in the roster, but it just gonna have to get by with lots of battles like this initially. Although, in fairness, if we can break these two armies, because so one of the quirks of the Wood Elves is as follows: they only can colonize their trees. So around the map, there's several trees. There's only like 8 or 9. There's not a great deal of them. And those are literally the only main settlements that Wood Elves can have. Now, they can occupy other settlements on the map, but the other settlements they occupy will only ever be tier 1 settlements. And those tier 1 settlements don't really have a garrison and aren't really worth that much. Especially not to them. To us, they're still regular settlements once we capture them, so it's great value for us. Which means the Wood Elves are really not good at holding ground. They kind of need to basically kill their enemies and then have lots of friends, or they need to accept the fact that they're going to lose that territory again, which means that that's probably why, for the most part, they're not really occupying my settlements, because for them it's just not worth it. So we've got good odds here that I think I just stabilized with that battle, which was all we really needed to do, because I don't think we're at any risk of like significant losses here. We are having a rough time of it, of course, as you may have noticed, our economy is floundering, but I guess this may have fixed that. Captain, we've got great news. What? We're no longer going to have to pay them. Oh, well, wait, what do you mean we'd have to pay them? Oh, they're all dead. Hmm. Yeah, not the best reason for it, but there we go. There we see the undead doing undead things. Notice how those units are at 0 and not dead. If I'm taking a wild stab, as long as that army still exists next turn, they don't exist anymore. But as long as they had movement remaining, they could have stood and fought and survived. So I think that was a slight misplay from me, or perhaps a major misplay, depending on how it goes. Alright, where's Vlad? Vlad, my man, need to get stuff back in, my lad. We've got a lot of work to do. Right.
King of Darkness.
Play some attrition in the process, but yeah, so we can get you there next turn, which is great. Because they're not going to be able to really recruit any of these, and you can see from their recruitment rate, it's going to take them a while to get those armies back to full strength, which means as long as I can recruit another army faster, which I can, we can easily hold them off here. Especially with the fact that we can just, we have things in our favour. Deadpool. Let's just get some units for a start. Get some of you boys. We'll learn from our mistakes. Great weapons, armor piercing. Primarily anti-infantry, but they should work fine for what we're doing. That's relatively in a safe position now. This is... how are we doing? 150 versus 100? Not super worth the upgrade. Whereas that is 250. That's worth a lot more to me. I'll repair that, so it's making us money. Although good odds they are going to raid. Probably worth saving the cash. Not even worth going for. Settlements over here are just moving along nicely. And Prick Corruption is... yay. You can see it mottled under the snow. The ground is dying. Even when there should be no life to begin with. Mwahahaha. No, so let's have a gander at this. So this turn will probably be the same. I mean, if we're really lucky, the AI will go, ahahaha, undefended territory in the Dwarflands and send the trees up there to deal with it. I don't think I'm going to get that lucky, but I can always hope and pray and believe that that's how this is going to play out. That would be the best case scenario, but okay, moving one army away. Okay, they seem to have taken the stance of we probably don't want to stick around for a bit. That works very much in my favour. Oh, free money. Nice. Right.
They will serve.
So we'll send you forward to there, because that army is reasonably viable at this point, or at the very least, again, we can have another attempt to drain their resources.
What?
And Vlad, oof, that is a movement range and a half. I love you, Vlad. I love the fact that you can travel half the map. Right, we'll get you stuck in over there. That's what we need to do. We'll have a turn of regrowth, which is fine.
Grave times.
Now I can have the place being actually upgraded properly. Let's see, anything good in the raised dead pool? Ooh, some actually nice useful things in the raised dead pool. Okay, I'll cancel some of you guys so we can get some of the good stuff. So the question is, which one do you actually want to prefer to go for? Well, technically speaking, probably the best to go for. Given what we're fighting... they're probably not the best option. Black coaches are really good, but they require lots of micro, and I am pretty smooth brain, so micro and me don't get on too well. Not many of their units deal magical damage though, so this might work. Okay. So one of the advantages, those units are ethereal, so they're really, really resistant to just damage. Wow. Yes, your units are resistant to damage now, to be more specific. They're really, really resistant to physical damage. So if the enemy, for whatever reason, has flaming attacks or magical attacks, then yeah, they'll just chunk through your ethereal unit like they're not there. But as long as the enemy recognizes that, well, doesn't recognize even the fact that your units are ethereal and just attacks them with physical units, then you're going to be in a really good spot to tank a lot of damage. In fact, it got to the point where when I was playing through in an alternative campaign, yeah, Drycha, okay, this works for me. You're taking the dwarf halls, which means your armies are now somewhat spread out. This can work, because I think Vlad can take Waldenhof, and I can reinforce this army here for Ineshan. I'll send them towards Essen. Oh, Carrot Cadron's dead. That is actually what we wanted to see. Right, Vlad takes that settlement, because... it, quite badly. Yoink. There we go. Right, one starting point. Now, the other thing is this means that Drycha won't be getting any reinforcements. Also, that's now the smaller army. Oh, they... oh, the AI... ah, ha, ha. And now we can snipe this army here. Now, because they're in a settlement, they can't retreat, which means this is a free kill for us. Assuming our army can take it, but this army should be able to take them. Okay, well, we'll encircle them for now, and if they drive us off, they drive us off. But if not, we can send Vlad in next turn, and we will be in golden. So, we will keep upgrading our settlements, but we'll also check and make sure our income is going in strongly. That's as good as it can be, that's as good as it can be. Where else can we make money? There's got to be somewhere in this region that we can do that can make money for us. Okay, fair enough. Repairing that settlement's going to cost us. Unlikely that they'll take it, but we'll see. And how are we doing for corruption? Let's get vampire corruption back up. There we go. Enter. Let's see here. What they're going to do. Drycha probably shouldn't be able to take Waldenhof. And if she can't, that will work in our favour. And I'm really hoping that they don't attack us at Essen. So this mean that all of our problems are about to make themselves disappear. God bless, God bless. And they're going to want a peace. They're going to ask me for a peace treaty now. No. Now they're going to attack me, and that's fine. So I can just run away here because it doesn't really. I don't lose anything for it. But it also means that looks all right. Okay. Yeah. So now Drycha's trying to run away as fast as she possibly can. So what we're going to do.
Bring me flesh to craft.
There. Vlad's going to, because we're going to wipe this army out, and we're going to do it to make sure we have as fewer casualties as possible. And even the units that died didn't die. That's the vampire way. Loot and occupy. It's not worth much, but it's worth something, and that's what matters. There we go. Now that they're down an army, now we get to see what Dredge wants to do next. So that settlement, so I mentioned the trees earlier, that's their tree. That's their actual settlement that matters. Everything else doesn't matter. So now, all of this is basically free territory because the garrisons are very weak. Although apparently, my army is also very weak. So we're just going to step back into our territory and get a turn of replenishment. And you can just do there. Keep your upkeep down. Any decent units to recruit? Say decent. So let's get you to a full stack. Lad's doing well. What else do we want to do? We want to have the... Reduce the cost of that? Yeah. The best decision for now. And our other caster... Pit Shades for our big old damage ability. You, Arcane Conduit, because Arcane Conduit is always helpful. Get the Hunger, so you get your passive regeneration. Because vampires have to unlock the ability to feed off people in combat. Don't ask me why. I think they'd be really eager to get some sip. But what ho, that's just how it is. Okay, so now we've got a bit of spare cash. Let's invest it wisely. Where can I make the most money? How's the mood doing? That's probably worth upgrading because that's our way into the Empire in terms of spreading corruption. Over here we can build a gibbet, get a bit more cash. We can... the cost is pretty reasonable there. That's most of what we're going to spend for this term. We'll hold off on the rest of it. Get some more level ups. We do. There we go. Give it the hunger. Get some passive regeneration as well. Okay. Building upgrades. Might as well get it started. Buildings are screaming at me. And yes, we'll pay you. Good. Okay. Now, Drycha might turn her army back, but I'm still basically in one turn of Waldenhof, and I don't care massively about capturing if they want to go for it. But if they're smart, they should fall back to Nagenhof. Please don't declare war on me. Please don't declare war on me. Yay! The exact opposite of declaring war on me. That's actually really, really helpful to us. I wanted to make Kislev our friends. If I can make Kislev our friends, that means I can wipe the Empire out and not have to worry about having... Well, I can have Kislev hopefully deal with the Chaos invasions that are going to come from the north for the rest of the game for me. Which is the best case scenario. Aha, yes, there we go. So now they're trying to raid my territory. That's fine, because they've realised that they've got a bit of a deficit in their forces. All coming together. Right. So, first of all, we send... Let's see. First we show to see if you can take the settlement. Can't yet, so we'll just click. And then we use my boy here to reinforce. And then we take it and we take no casualties. Delicious, delicious settlement. And then we have my boy move over here. In attempt, so we're going to threaten Nagenhof. And we'll... Aha, now we've got access to your even better abilities. Campaign movement range, free XP for all your armies. I love Vlad's unique skills so much. I'm a really big fan of like late game sort of like buffs, and his buffs are basically your armies will move further and all your troops will be more experienced, which is exactly the sort of benefit we want, personally. Oh, interesting. A unique building is there. I did not know Mordheim had a unique building for me. Awesome. And it's already built? Question mark. Castle Drakenhof. Oh wait. Aha, we can build that. We can build another. So we can build some more money here. And now, because we're trading, all those resources that we've got, which are tradable resources, are now in our favor. Speaking of which, let's see if we can get a trade deal with anyone. Aha, we can. The dragons. Yes, yes, please.
For not recognizing you, friend. Acceptable.
Yes, yes, yes. Money, good, money, good. I like this. You know, you probably attack the No, if I side with you, Kislev might have issues, and I don't want to annoy Kislev at the moment. Considering they're probably going to be my closest and best friend. I wonder if I can get any better treaties with. Where are we on? Improving? What are we improving for? Aha, I see. Second Drychers maybe they've made them a fan of me. I can't afford to bribe them to be my friend yet. That seems reasonable. I don't think I've got any friend allies with people.
I am invincible.
Vlad can heal up for a turn. Building upgrades available. Yeah, I know I could build something here technically, but we're not going to do it just. Just in the stabilization phase. We're just in the stabilization. As long as we can take out these dryads that are causing problems in our home, the dwarves are already dead. We'll have no more enemies. Which then means I can pick a nice, reasonable sized enemy and take them out. At which point, I should be able to start really, really pumping up my economy. Yep, there we go. Please take the settlement. No, fair enough. But now she's well within range of my army. Question mark? Rachel, are you okay, babe? Wait, where the hell's she gone? Huh, guess they went to ambush stance.
Coward.
You know, if I get ambushed, it's not the end of the world.
And destruction.
They don't have much in the way of ranged units, and them getting on top of me means I'm on top of them, so that works for me. Excellent.
Bow before me.
Territory. More land for me, less land for you, and that means great things for me. What have we got here? Arcane Conduit is good. And Isabella. Isabella. Word. I'm a bit sad that they're no longer a legendary lord, but I'm not too mad because the main benefit between Isabella and Vlad is so you'd probably go. So most of Vlad's benefits apply to just his armies, and his best stuff comes from just being him. What a description. And the stuff that just comes from being him, you'd get whether or not he was your faction leader or not. Whereas Isabella von Karstein gives a bonus to all your vampires that are in armies. So it'd be generally better if you're going to play as them to play as Isabella von Karstein because she just has better benefits. And you still can, but I just chose to play as Vlad because I like the color scheme and I like Vlad. I'm a man of. I'm a man. I know what I like. Just end the sentence there. Just say, I am a man. Yes. No further details needed. No other information. That's entirely. That's all the clarification required. Yeah, we'll get you upgraded because at the very least, actually no, probably not worth it there. So you'll notice. Can you see here where it says unpleasant climate? So these settlements here are nice and lovely for us. This settlement here, so there is no settlement in the game which is actively going to lose you money. Land is always beneficial. But these ones, it will cost me more to upgrade in them. They'll take longer to build and I'll make less money off them. Whereas over here, with the exception of the tree, I will make good money off all of this territory. So it's in my interest to capture as much of this green land as I can. When I'm planning expansions, I'm naturally going to be preferring to take land which is green, as opposed to like the unpleasant land where the orcs live. So that's why we are being very careful to make sure. Where's Bishafen? Where's that? Oh, it's over there, right?
King of darkness.
I'm really curious where Dratch has got to, but what ho. Yeah, so we're going to. Hopefully, the goal is next turn we should be able to take Worthbad, and then that should clear up in this direction. Then we'll get Vlad, we'll take Beshvan, and then we'll bring them all back together and take the Griffin Wood. Now, Dratcher might have rebuilt an army, but I don't think it's going to be as scary as the one she had before, which will be very much in our favour. Fingers crossed this will all come together for. How's the vampiric corruption doing? Rapidly getting to where it needs to be, as we'd like to see. And we'll hold off and spend the rest of our money for now. I was really worried going into this that I was just going to get stomped by Drycha, because those dryads were causing me problems in those fights, but it turns out that the standard undead tactic of just throwing waves and waves and waves of trash at them until they start to take attrition casualties and then finally beating them with a decent army is still as valid as it ever was. Who'd have thunk it? Ah, now they're making the desperate plays. Oh no. Well, that's just sealed their fate. The AI sometimes makes good decisions and sometimes provides a really interesting level of challenge, and then just sometimes I'll just be like, Let's see. Vampire within your dominion is needlessly feasting on the peasantry. They die in horror in their hamlets, leaving their pathetic farms unattended. If mortals become so fatalistic, then we risk an uprising. The terror must be balanced. You see, the vampires are overlords that care. So I can let her keep killing them and take a public order penalty, or I could just annoy a faction which I haven't even met yet. No, that's a lie. I have met them, but not to an extent that's going to be relevant for me. Right.
The von Karstein.
I won't be suffering attrition over there, will I? Nope. Good.
I want their souls.
So we'll get moving over there. We'll try and take that as soon as possible, because I don't want someone else to, as I don't want to have to start another war. Gonna go over here to get myself in range of Wuthbad. Now the Empire probably won't be declaring war on Dreicher. Double check that.
Von Karstein sends his
Yeah.
minions to threat.
It's unlikely that they'll declare war on them for that one settlement, because the way the Empire is more of a faction of order. And, well, so, Dreicher's in a weird place. So I mentioned the Wood Elves are feral elves. So the elf part and the tree part isn't necessarily married for life. And Dreicher has a bit of a grudge against the elven part of it and just sees all of them as expendable, and it's all about the forests and nature, which is why her army is full of angry, malicious tree spirits and just uses forest creatures. They don't even, all of their elven units just come with the trait where they're expendable. So Dreicher is an interesting option. I'm gonna hold off here actually 3 turns until I can get to a tier 4 settlement. Okay, so Eschen and Schwarzhofen, nothing's gonna get built there. However, we will go for a higher tier settlement here. Waldenhof. Waldenhof's probably worth upgrading. I'll probably also turn Waldenhof into a fortress settlement just because that's a relatively useful one to have. Don't know if I want to build that. Good, we'll hold off for now. We're starting to get that money in. It's starting to be a progress for trade deal. Yeah, okay. Probably still not going to take it. So it's a bit of extra money, which is always nice, but I don't want to annoy any of the quotation marks good factions. Specifically, I just don't want to annoy Kislev for now until I've managed to get some treaties with them. Because once you've got treaties with a faction, unless you actively work against their interests, they're unlikely to break them really quickly. So we're going to be pushing to get all those beneficial treaties with Kislev. And then once I've got to that point, then I can go through the other treaties. Because I think, yeah, our reputation with them is still not perfect. But the more I do... So one of the best lessons of Warhammer is, if you want to make friends, kill people's enemies. So I'm currently doing everything I can to wipe out the trees. Specifically the walking trees. We don't mind trees in general. I don't want to pass. I don't object to like just trees. I object to angry, violent, murderous trees. They just really mess with the environment and make my life. It makes it so much more stressful. Not saying Wuthbad. Wuthbad. I probably should be saying these all with a German accent, with it being the Empire. Of course, they decided to have an empire inspired by the Holy Roman Empire. What a wonderful suggestion. Definitely not one of the worst designed systems in history. Well, not worst, but how does one say inefficient? Let's go with inefficient. That's polite, I think. Although it didn't, to be fair, it lasted a fair while, relatively speaking. Turns for that. Yep, good. Essen, how are we looking over here? I want to hold that up more then. Yeah, they upgraded over here. Good, good, good. Means more money making buildings. Our income is starting to get nice and tasty. Just what we want to see. More wine production. Upgraded and moving along as we should. This is starting to look quite nice. There we go. What have we got? Make the Empire like me more. Oh, it does. That's just damage. That's my favourite one, Covenant of Undeath, because it just means now my units everywhere just passively start gaining experience. Which is... So all your units, as they level up, gain experience, which makes them more and more effective. And in the case of, so you can actually hover over to see the effects it gives you. So different units get slightly different benefits depending on what they do. But as they rank up, these, let's say, they're really useful for just making your units a bit tougher than others. So it's one of those helpful. Ah, here we go. Let's see. But yeah, Isabella's tricks is she can make those not so good units in your army a lot better by primarily by buffing like bats and wolves, which are very traditionally vampire units, but they're more traditional. I say traditional vampire units, like traditionally vampires in the sense of lore outside of Warhammer. You know, sort of like why Strahd in Curse of Strahd has got his natural allies and the wolves and Witches of the Night, all the horrible things that go boo and jump out and scare you and try to drink your blood. They went really hard on that for the Warhammer. So now, I don't really care about taking the settlement for the reason as I outlined earlier, because as I mentioned, that is a really inhospitable settlement there, that Griffin Wood. But that is probably the last settlement that Drycha has. So if I take that out, that's probably in my interest. Now, I'm probably just going to burn it to the ground. Because there's another fact. One of the other tricks that what else can do is they can teleport between forests. And they quite like looking after their forests. So I don't really want... I'm going to have to deal with that rift at some point. I'm going to have to worry about that rift at some point. Okay, it's only Bellicors stuff. Sorry, I'm getting confused with the... so there's a... This campaign also has a slightly more narrative-focused version of it that you can play through. In that, rifts start appearing all over the map, and you have to use your heroes to close them. Otherwise, whatever province they're in is just going to get mountains and mountains of chaos corruption, which really does ruin your day. It's just the worst. How much does that upgrade going to cost us? Okay, so we'll not build anything this turn, because next turn we'll be able to start that upgrade. So we'll just end that turn there, and I think we're going pretty strong. We're getting nice and stable. The Empire's starting to get strong. I've got enough money where I could technically recruit another army, but at this point I'm about to kill the only person I'm at war with. And other than wiping out the Empire for personal reasons, it's definitely not that. I'm going to take a wild stab. This is Drycha asking for a peace treaty again, and we're going to say no. So it's one of the things I never like. I understand them suing for peace if they want to survive. That makes perfect sense, but I'm still unsure of the use case for why you would turn around and be like, oh, you know what, that sounds like a good idea to me. Because all that's going to happen is they're just going to turn around and try to kill you. Oh, wow. I don't even need the reinforcements. Yoink. Oh, it's worth so much money. Yoink. Then we'll go back in and we'll claim it. Yes. And they're gone, which is great for us. We'll try to move our troops out, because the other benefits, this is even worse, and the other benefit of this one is that it has a massive penalty to our casualty replenishment rate, so it's even harder for us to hold territory like this. So all I'm going to probably turn the settlement into is just invest in a little bit of it just to make sure that it's worth it, but it's literally my lowest priority, behind getting that upgraded so we can get access to our tier 4 buildings, which is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. Oh, the prequels. What a wonderful thing.
Champion of the dark.
Oh yeah, sorry, I should mention, when I said I was a massive nerd, like basically just any part of it, I am, like, you want to talk to me about Star Wars, I'll happily rant at you about Star Wars. You want to talk at me about Warhammer lore, I'll happily go Warhammer lore. I just love so much stuff, and I always love finding out more, so want to jump in and chat in the comment section, feel free. And especially once I go live on Twitch, I'd love to just sit and just chat about nerd stuff with people. It's something I'd It's also something I'm really, really hoping to get to do with folks, because just talking to people is just fun. I'm a very weird introvert normally, but I just like talking about nerd stuff with cool people. And I've also got, like, it's a really important lesson I think I've learned in life, which is that, like, every single person you meet can be interesting. And I'm not saying that there aren't boring people in the world, but generally, like, everyone has something they care about or that they're interested in. And if you go in and you just go up with the approach of, I'm going to be interested in whatever this person's talking about, you'll be really amazed by how often you find out something cool about them and find out something interesting. Like, I really recommend it as like a thing for life. Just get to know people, talk to them. You'll be amazed at just how I have... You know how I just said I thought I'd stabilize things? I really should stop opening my mouth. We now have to deal with a minor orc incursion. Yay. On the bright side, they did it at just the right time for us, so that works for us. Okay. Defeat... okay, you can probably do that eventually, but not right now. So, first of all, you are going to be moving towards the boot. You are going to move towards Eschen. And over here, we're going to do the only smart thing I can think of. I should probably do it here for better reasons. I'll get better dead recruitment here. So, you can come back out, my friend. We've got a bit of cash left over, so we're going to rapidly put together an army. I would like to cause my enemies some problems. So yeah, so that army isn't particularly scary, and that's the only one that should be. So, you shouldn't be able to take Castle Drakenhof in one turn. I might lose the moot, but oh well, I'll lose the moot. But if not, if he takes it, I can probably put some pressure on him with this army. Let's see, Orc Boys, Orc Arrow Boys. It's not a terrible army stack, but honestly, that's also not a terrible army either. So I think I can make this work. Plus, it seems weird.
Bring me flesh to craft.
Actually, I can do that. Recruit you guys, and then Regiments of Renown, otherwise known as the I would like to instantly recruit units button. There we go. That army should be a problem for them. And you'll easily be able to deal with that. And then I guess it's just going to be a case of... where's my entry point here? I mean, it's not probably a bad shout to use this army to deal with that army over there, and then send Vlad to deal with their territory over here. So that's probably the play here. Are you upgrading? Okay. This should, like I said, it's a problem they're invading. It's really inconvenient for us, but I think we can still turn this around in our favour. That's optimistically, as in before I lose another round of settlements, but yeah. And also you saw the enemy just sitting in my territory and then being like, you know what? Mass attack. Oh, this is exactly what we want to see. So yeah, Castle Drakenhof. Castle Drakenhof holds. And now, their entire plan has failed, and I can now wipe out Azag with no penalties to me. So now, yeah, we'll stick with plan A then. So they're not going to be able to replenish their troops quickly. You can definitely chase him down now. It'll be great for me. So you can start that operation, run down Azag. I will go to retake Schwarzhofen. I'll use Vlad. I'll not worry about Eschen for now. If they retreat there, they can retreat there. And I'll start moving in and taking their actual territory that they care about a bit more. So that's still going strong. That's all fine. Okay. Hope. Always. Last thing to die, of course. Upgraded. That's reasonable. Get a bit more money in because now I've got another army. I just took another hit to my eco. Although, I'd be fair. Once I take all this land and all the money I get from taking it, I should probably make back the initial investment. But I was kind of hoping to invest that money in my territory, not going to lie. It's a little bit frustrating. I'd like to spend more money on getting an economic advantage, but that's just not seeming to be the way this is playing out. I don't super hate it, but it's just let me be at peace for a little bit. Let me have some, you know, some time to relax and chill out and just have a nice empire building. And really? Okay. Well, my motives are beyond your comprehension, I guess. Good job, Jurgen. You have strange hypnotic powers. I can't comprehend how they work, but apparently you are... I don't know why that worked or how that worked, I just know that it did. That garrison will be 9 units, but yeah, there we go. Yoink. And yoink. That's now ours. It's not great territory to be taking, but what ho, it's land. Over here, that's all ours. Nom 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 nom. Back Schwarzhofen again. I swear in my campaign, of all the settlements, I lose Schwarzhofen every other turn. I'm sorry, Schwarzhofen. It's nothing personal, it's just you're in a really bad place. For how I tend to play this.
No mercy.
That's not so good.
I shall enslave the world.
I could probably take a turn's worth of attrition, that's fine.
I ain't doing that.
Hey, are you wanting to be friends yet? There you go.
Know this. You have been most
Right, we're going to start making treaties with... So after punching their friends, the next way to make friends with people is just sign treaties with them. If you have a treaty with a faction, they'll just like you a bit more. They'll see it as a... And as long as you keep going, eventually you can go all the way through. What do we got here? Reducing the cost of things, but no, for now, what we need... No, growth. Any settlement you're in has bonus growth. If you're defending my land a lot of the time, that's the way to do it. Back to the trade resources. And you're a relatively new lord, but my word, you've leveled up a lot very quickly. They're going to be my expeditionary army, so let's lower your attrition rate.
This better be
Good. And did I get that casualty replenishment bonus the other day? I did. Thank you, Pass Rob. Well done, Pass Rob. Do I care about those? Those were pretty useful, but like some of these late game ones are absolutely excellent. These ones are just, they make your best units, some of your best units even better, which is amazing. I think though I'll save up and get the next one cast iron one because they're really useful. You get access to some range units in the pool, which can just be instant recruited, which is great for just getting a stronger army going. And they come with bonuses to casualty replenishment rate and bonuses to public order. So just really useful things for just helping your empire work as best as possible. I mean, you're aboard. No, look, I don't dislike you guys. You're lovely. I love you. You're my best friends, but it's just not going to work out like that. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm in a deep and committed relationship with the Tsarina right now, and we're just the way it has to go, the way it has to be. And ow. Well, I survived. That's all that matters, and I can probably take that settlement next turn. Yeah, that was with the garrison. Oh, I see. Right, yeah, that's definitely going to take the settlement next turn then. As long as the beastmen don't do it before, I really don't want to have to start a fight with the beastmen as well. Right, let's see here.
Vlad von Karstein.
No. Loot and occupy.
All shall know me.
Can we replenish those units? No, we can get better units, even better. Have I got a corpse cart in this army yet? Nope, no I do not. Regeneration, mass regeneration. Have you got any better recruits in the Regiment of Renown? Yeah, they're perfectly reasonable. No reason not to. Costs a little bit, but it always costs a little bit to get what you want. I think going to over there to get better replenishment. Then, is it worth taking it this turn? No, I probably can't take it this turn. Yeah, Castle Drakenhov's nearly leveled up. That's what we like to see. Actually, well, that makes best use of your turn. move you up over here so that you can take Droma. They haven't got any armies here yet, so that's fine. We can take both these settlements, which is another province. It is all coming together. Almost like I planned this, but that would imply a level of competence, which I do not feel comfortable pretending to possess. No, right, this is starting to look okay. So, with that in mind, now let's go a little bit longer, so we can get to a... Let's continue punching orcs for a little bit. Wait. My word, that's insane. Just bonus damage and bonus weapon strength for my entire army. That's wild, yo. That's a really, really helpful buff. Let's see. Enemy hero action, and yeah. So he can just make people be like, hey, see this face? I don't know how I lost my nose, and then just get so confused. They're just like, what are you even talking about, bro? I wasn't gonna mention it. And then, bam. Digs his fangs in. You're already dead. Never even knew. Don't need to take that because I'm not going to be fellbacks. Oh, the knight's alright. There we go. That's the one we want. Time of Arising. Bonus speed for all my spicy bat-like units. And they just make enemies discouraged. I mean, if I saw a zombie... oh, excuse me. If I saw a zombie dragon coming towards me, I would definitely be like, okay, you know what? I'm rather discouraged by this too. I don't really think you need to add it as a unit card effect of, oh, I'm discouraged. For those of you who are aware of the game, yes, I'm aware that discouraged is a specific and different effect. But all I'm just saying is, like, if you've got a zombie dragon coming towards me, I don't need additional effects to discourage me. The fact that there is a zombie dragon flying towards me is already enough for me to go, okay, maybe not. I think I'm on the wrong side. You know, being alive.
We have much to discuss.
Trade deal? Yeah, it's a trade deal. That works for me. Give me all your sweet, sweet money. Okay, I think we're nearly home clear in the early game of this, because they've got like those two settlements there, and they're still going to be building units there, but every time we fight a good battle, what do we want? Recruitment cost or leadership? For now, leadership, because we're fighting lots.
King of darkness.
Can I move over here safely? I can.
Blood.
Good. Vlad is in good control. Excellent, excellent. Oh yeah, so your lords can also pick up abilities and traits, which are all listed on this page here. So depending on the circumstances, these traits can get stronger or weaker. So, for example, if you fight lots of battles in a brave manner, then you can get bonuses to your own leadership and your charge bonus. And you can eventually get bonuses to when you're attacking people, depending on how you use your lords. In addition, as you kill enemy lords, you also get to take their... every single lord has what's known as a defeat trait. So when you defeat a legendary lord, you'll get a permanent effect. Some of them are really good, some of them are less good. But, hey, it's a free increase to your stats. Now, I believe there's a cap to how many you can have. So don't just go... Like, don't think you can build the ultimate monster and just collect all of them. Although that would probably be a lot of fun, but I think there's a cap of like 20 or so. Don't quote me on that. So you can only collect so many. But to be fair, in practice, eventually it gets quite hard to collect more than the ones you want. So if you want to build an absolute, like, if you want to, and more power to you if that's how you want to do it, you can send your lord running around the map and collecting defeat traits from all the lords to try and just build the ultimate late game doom stack, and that is definitely a way to play it. However, I'm not doing this as like a particularly spicy challenge, so I'm just enjoying what we got for now, because it's let's see our income. Yeah, settlement shouldn't get taken again at this stage of the game. Okay, right. I think, though, we'll call it there, because that's been pretty successful. So, we've managed, if you'll notice, so we have wiped out Drycha, we've started our strategic alliance with the Kislevites. The orcs, as I said last time, have declared war on me just for existing, and I have appropriately responded by beginning the process of wiping them off the map. I don't want to have to take that settlement, because that's going to put me into contact with probably taking a gut guess, the Chaos Dwarves, eventually. Well, this should start making me friends with these dwarves, which is useful, considering the other dwarves declared war on me. So if I keep punching them enough, maybe they'll also not declare war on me. Because, well, we'll see how it goes. But I'm really, really grateful for anyone who's stuck around this long. If you did enjoy the video, of course, I'd appreciate it if you liked. If you want to see more stuff that's coming out, subscribe. I'm going to be putting out a series of videos talking about some tips for D&D, if you want a bit of inspiration there. And I've got a new video coming out tomorrow, which I hope will do equally as well. So keep your eyes peeled. Anyway, until next time, folks, have a wonderful time, and I'll chat to you when I chat to you. Bye!